Welcome to Classic Game Room, broadcasting from the intergalactic space arcade. Do you love driving games but hate the inconvenience of braking and steering? Then just slide around corners in Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift. As a general rule, I don't really care for drifting in driving games, or in real life for that matter, but I've always enjoyed the Tokyo Extreme Racer series, since I started playing the first one years ago on the Sega Dreamcast. This is a deviation from the original format, a 2005 release, Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift, where instead of driving around Tokyo in circles on their highways at night, you slide down their hills out of control. Drifting for points. Get ready to use the handbrake a lot. The R2 button is the most used button in this game. That's the handbrake button. The objective seems fairly simple. You slide around corners out of control and try not to run into anything, or else you lose all your points for that segment. Like the other Tokyo Extreme Racer games, it's a grinding driving game, where you start off with a real jalopy, a beater of a car, and then earn some cash to upgrade it and eventually buy better cars and win bigger races. But prepare to do the same thing and drive these same roads over and over and over again. It's a bit monotonous, and you can say that about all of the other Tokyo Extreme Racer games. That's kind of their thing. You always drive around and just race and upgrade. That's the whole point. But the drifting thing takes a lot of the fun out of the racing. In the career mode, you have these main events where you drift for points, and if you reach a certain number of points, you pass the event and earn some cash that you can spend on upgrades. And then you get into the nighttime events where you compete against other racers. So it's like driving around Tokyo Extreme Racer at night, but instead of flashing your lights at other gang members with goofy names on a massive highway system, it's a more compartmentalized game with shorter races. And while this is a very good-looking game with a lot of cool cars, the drifting gives you absolutely no speed or control benefit while competing against other drivers. So actually what I ended up doing most of the time was slamming on the brakes and blocking them or running them into things. So really the game should have been called Tokyo Extreme Racer Tailgating. There's a lot of licensed cars in the game, like Nissan, Toyota, Mazda, Subaru, Audi, and Alfa Romeo, but the one I really need is the Corvette. Because I don't need a car that controls well or handles in the corners, I just need something that does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Because at no point will you ever be able to compete against the computer AI in the turns, so it's all about acceleration and just getting away from them. When upgrading my car, every dollar went into horsepower. There's my career mode car, the Silvia, which I used for hundreds of races against other drivers and in various competitions to earn credits, upgrade, and eventually just kind of run out of steam and get bored with the game. Like I said at the beginning of the review, I'm not really into drifting games. I'm more into Tokyo Extreme Racer, because that's what I want to do. I want to race instead of concentrate on sliding around corners without hitting things. It's a bit of a tedious game, although it still feels like a Tokyo Extreme Racer game, if you know what I mean. The controls are similar, although your driving style is different. It's easy to find, really affordable, and there's even a sequel, Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. So a big thanks to our good friend Mohammed in Qatar for sending this game to the show, along with Initial D Special Stage for the PlayStation 2. 2 drifting games for you drifting fans out there. There's also some weird audio issues, like a braking sound that sometimes never goes away. With hundreds of hours of gameplay, lots of cars, and good-looking tracks, there's much to enjoy here as long as you drive sideways.